So my last prep is why he's going down Christmas Eve. But we're going to look at some other stuff first. So Bama is playing Tennessee, the Orange Trump. So when you Google the Orange Donald Trump, that's what you get. Because Trump was orange. And everybody made a big deal out of it. Now, orange comes to their number in one of the gematrias. So, that's why like your Clemsons are propped up for national championships and so forth. But Tennessee specific is the orange T. T for Trump. And if I were just to do a Google search, let's see if it'll do it for me. Number 11, Alabama against number 17, Tennessee. So they're giving you, there it is right there. Number 11, Alabama searches for Top Gear versus number 17, Tennessee. So you can see the 11-17 that's going down this weekend. It's known as the third weekend in October when they play. Is this the weekend that he's going down? Well, they want you to think so with this 11-17 matchup. I guarantee you that's what they want you to think. Next up, Trump will be at UFC 296. Guarantee you, because I know who's fighting. It's Colby Covington. Colby Covington. Now, remember Texas Trump is 88-022. And I told you that was my divorce. Because on 802 is when I sat her down and told her I wanted a divorce, and then the divorce was on 22, and I was her 88. So it encompasses everything. In marriage progression, I was her 88 because her and her husband. So if you multiply her year, her month, times her day, 10 times 28 times 1973 times her husband's, who was 8 times 10, which is just 8, times 1971. His is 15768. You combine the two numbers. It begins with 87. I was her second husband, so the next progression is 88, 2 digits. And so I was her 88. Sat her down and told her I wanted a divorce on 802, exactly 6 months later. On Groundhog Day, February 2nd. So it was August 2nd, February 2nd. That's an exact 6 months. Well, that date too, the February 16th date. Now remember, February 16th, December 16th is 1-2-1-6. Two days later, his rising day would be 12-18 or 1-21. Yeah, I forgot. So it's 12 fused with 16. So let's highlight that. Don't I have that on here? Yeah. 121 with the 216. See the green and the blue? So 1216 is your 121 for Antichrist and your 216 for 6 times 6 times 6, which was a James Bond license tag because it is 6 times 6 times 6. But 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, and he would rise on the 18th or 2 days later. Not on a full moon, though. And we always think it's going to be 2 days before a full moon. He will be 77 years, 6 months, 2 days. He would be 28309 days old. In the weeks, 404:4. 404 verses in the book of Revelation. This is all going to really catch fire, though, when we get to the 24th. So let's keep going. Now, at the UFC 296, which I'm sure he will be attending because it's Colby Covington, who's all about Donald Trump, and Trump goes to basically all of his fights. The address is 3780. The phone number has the 216. And you remember, you see the 378 with the 0. Well, you remember my friend who's born 3 times 19 times 1998. Their number has that 138, has the 88, and has the 86. So 138 is Donald Trump in gematria, simple gematria. 88 is Trump in simple gematria, and it's the 86ing of him. All in there. Well, 113,886 divides evenly by 37, 3078, and you have the 3078 scrambled, but they don't count zeros, and I don't think God does either. So it's really 378 coded, along with the 216, along with the 69, which we've shown you before. That'll be an interesting date when he goes to that T-Mobile Arena. Get it? T-Mobile Arena. You all remember the T-Mobile commercial where they were let's fire this baby up. They were talking about turning up the technology. T-Mobile commercial, let's fire this baby up. I don't know if they still have it posted. They probably don't. But it was quite the telling commercial concerning, I'll see if I can search it. Can't find it, can't even find it searching my site. So I guess it was never in a title of anything. I tried that, my old channel. I didn't think it was in Telling Truth too. I guess I should try that. You know, while searching, I did find Heinz 57. The 57th day next year comes up gigantic to me. Remember, we've been over that. The March 18th, the 318, March 19th. No, that's day 77, 78. It's 3 times 19 that comes to 57. Yeah. 319 will be big next year. Just trust me on that. 318 and 319. If he's still around, I'll be high watching those dates. So that's another story for another day. So I can't find the T-Mobile commercial. Anyway, but it's the T-Mobile Arena, the address. No, that's the 20. That's the rally on the 23rd. We're going to take a look at that. It's got 38 murder code and the zip code. It's got 79 murder code, all come up to murder in gematria, 79, 34. Trump's got a 34 in the middle of his number. 6 times 14 times 1946. He's got 34 murder in one of the gematrias. I guess we can pull it up. Murder was the case that they gave me. Murder, I think it's in the reverse ordinal. Full reduction is 34. 79, 34, 83, 38, 399. So that T-Mobile Arena. Let's look at 378089109. 3.78. Well, let's just do that first of all, times 89,109. The address times itself. So the address times the zip code has the 83 dead in the middle. Has a 36, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way to 36 equals 666, a triangular number. It's got the 02. It's got the 322 fused with the 83. So that's gigantic. But breadcrumbs, they want us to think that. They want us to know these things, right? But it's big. Now let's just do the entire address times Trump. 3,780,89109. That's the entire address. times Trump's 163,464, which is 6 times 14 times 1946. And there is 357, which is the amount of verses in the book of Daniel. Of course, in 18, the 811, which is 88 coding, so to speak. You got Adam coding with a 76. But okay, now let's go to the October 23rd rally. That's the one where if you run Trump times the entire address of 7. Hang on just a second. So Trump times the address that has the 33 fused with 38 for murder code. It does give you the 214, right? Smack dab in the middle, fused with the number 40, which is a gigantic number for God in his work that needs to be done. 40-hour work week, 40 days, 40 nights. Jesus praying for 40 days. Fasting, praying for 40 days, if I'm not mistaken. Jesus fasting and praying for 40 days.
According to Regent University, the 40 days of...
So 40 is just... Hang on a second. All right, I shut the door, so no more of that. But yeah, 214, the 214th verse is Revelation 13:3, the deadly wound, but did live. First time deadly wound is mentioned. And it is that verse is fused with but did live. Because he will rise on the third day, and that's the whole strong delusion that the whole earth will be handed over to, that he really did rise from the dead. They will worship the image of the beast. They will be possessed. They will be entered, and they will start killing sheep rapidly. It's the fallen angels killing the sheep using human bodies as avatars. But yeah, there's also a 36 in that number. But that's a big deal at this October 23rd rally. What's weird is I always say what's going to happen on October 23rd, because October 20th, what does every boy dream of? Scoring a touchdown for his high school football team. I scored my touchdown October 20th. What about losing your virginity? That was the following day, October 21st. Third day, October 22nd. My son was born. And 22 years later, I met my second wife, who we had the divorce on 22. Groundhog Day. Still good friends. Texted today, as a matter of fact. And very close with her daughter. But my point is, this is... So my son was born on the 22nd. I met her on the 22nd of October. So I always say, what's going to happen on October 23rd? Well, what if that's what happens? Is Trump at this rally? If we click the rally button. Now, I got engaged to my second wife at the Gaylord Palms. He will be at the Gaylord Palms on November 4th. He will be in Sioux City, Iowa, October 29th, the day after the eclipse. I don't know what push notifications are. I'm just going to click allow, because I'm always trying to keep up with what's going on anyway with our main character on the earth at the time. So we have a rally October 23rd that we're discussing in New Hampshire. And we already gave you that address and so forth. I'll go over the Sioux City, Iowa later on. And we'll definitely get into the Gaylord Palms on November 4th, but nothing else is up. It's just those 3 events. Oh, that was a double email, I think. Okay. So the next thing I want to look at is there no subject in this email? What is this email? Oh, the subject was right here if I scroll up. Why he's going down Christmas Eve. Okay. Well, this is a very interesting one. There's a lot of reasons. First, there's murder code in the days still. 28317. 17, their Q. But I want you to look at 77 years, 6 months, 10 days. 761 coded in a straight line. There's 761 verses when you combine Daniel and Revelation, which are his 2 end times books that he has mentioned in. That's your end times books. 404 plus 357. Is he going to get popped with a 357? Again, the weeks, 404 fused with 45, his number plus 2 days. So Trump will be 4,045 weeks and 2 days old. Earl Wright was number 2. Jeff Wright was number 45. And remember, his birthday, 11/17. Jeff's was. And he was number 45 on the football team. So Trump's number, that does have the 34 right in the middle, times the amount of days old he will be, gives us a double 88. It's definitely something to keep our right eyeball on, isn't it? Well, that's really about it. And love you guys very much.